get ooh, I love this drink you guys have over here.
Isn't this
Let me
gorgeous?
show this table right here. Look at this.
It's a blueberry tea. It's a signature Blue Rose blueberry tea.
I love it. I might need to get one of those. All right, so everybody's checking in, and some people are still arriving. One of the things that we do as an icebreaker, that person that's huffing and puffing because they've been in traffic trying to get here, when they walk in the door, we just stop and say, "You made it," okay? So everybody will be excited and not feel like they missed anything. I think I'm going to be the new activist for FOMO, fear of missing out, right? Because there are those that are watching. I guess I should probably get in the shot. There are those that are watching that had hoped to come or on their way, and we want to hope they push through. One thing I do at all of my events is we have a game called Questions, and it is the ultimate icebreaker. And we literally go around the room. That means that everybody in the room gets to participate. You ask a question, like say for instance, if I was to ask Nanette here, how do you create buzz and turn followers into customers? Then everybody in the room would then know I have the answer to that question, right? And so when it comes to you, you immediately have to turn to the next person and ask a question that you have the answer to that pertains to your business. Okay? Now we'll play it twice. Look, she's frowning. We'll play it twice. The first time you'll go, by the time it goes around the room, you'll get it. So we'll play it again at the end. Okay? So we're gonna start it off. That's gonna be the icebreaker. By the time we go around the room, you're gonna know pretty much what everybody does. It moves fast, you can't hesitate. You immediately have to turn to the person next to you. We're gonna jump from table to table. We're gonna go, you'll be the third.
Start with Vonda.
You want me to start?
Yeah, you
Vonda,
know
you played before, right? Okay. Okay, well, I'll go to Angela. And then Angela will send it to Vonda. We'll jump around. Who wants to be last? Because you want to be last? I'm going to let you go last because you're thinking too hard. No, you're going to go last.
I'm here to learn, see?
And here it comes. All right. So, hi, come on in. You made it. All right, so let me turn my camera around. We're going to follow. It's like following the question. All right, so I'm going to throw to Angela. I've had so many wonderful events with Angela. Now, you know my question. How do you create buzz and turn followers into customers?
How do you know when it's time to pivot, to make a change in something that you've been doing for a long time?
Ooh, am I supposed to answer that?
No, you just...
Okay.
That's usually the response, but you can't answer. You got to throw her your question.
How do you market on a budget?
Good.
Okay.
You can go. We can go to this table over here. We'll come back to them.
How do you register to become a government contractor?
Ooh.
How do you make money while you're sleeping?
How do you create media buzz?
We coming over here. Go.
How do you seal the deal?
Say it again.
How do you seal the deal?
You gonna jump in? Just a question.
How do you say yes to what?
To opportunities, maybe.
Just go for it.
There you go. You can't answer. No, don't give the answer. How do you say yes? How do you say yes?
Good.
We're playing questions. So I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to go to Nanette. She's had time to think.
How do you say no?
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, here we go.
How often do you take a vacation?
How do you know when a major change is good for your company?
There you go. And that's how you play questions. And how many times did you hear a question you really want to know the answer to, right? I heard government contracts. I heard say yes, say no, vacations, seal the deal. Who said seal the deal? All right. And of course, pivot. And a lot of times we are in an opportunity in a space where we need to pivot. And Angela is one of my go-to people. You want to throw out a question? we're playing questions. You have to ask a question, and hopefully you have the answer to it. And it's kind of your networking. So just throw out a question for me.
How do you build strong relationships?
Ooh, all right. All right, so everybody has ordered their lunch, and then we're going to throw some real questions, big questions, get answers. Well, no, these questions we're going to get answers to. But if you heard a question in the room, you then know when we get back to networking who has the question, the answer to the question you want, okay? All right, so I'm going to turn our attention over to our table and invite her. Let me tell you, I can introduce this young lady just literally by what I have seen on this small screen. And if you have been thinking about how to leverage social media, how to leverage a platform, how to build, she has leveraged social media to the point that she has built a global nation. When she leaves here today, she's going international. And you're gonna be at home and you're gonna look at television, you're gonna like, oh wow, I just had lunch with her. You're gonna tell all your friends, I just had lunch with her. I know I had lunch with her at Blue Rose. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Desiree Lee. Yay! Thank you. Have a seat.
Thank you so much.
So she and I are going to talk for a little bit for those that are watching on live stream that want to see this, a little bit of this conversation. Is that the branded shoe?
Yes.
She's got. Hold on. Look, I'm gonna give you some shoe cam. Let me give you some shoe cam. Okay, that's branding for you right there. AIB Nation. She built a nation, y'all. I'm telling you, using Periscope. Most of you around Douglasville, you've seen me live streaming, and they usually call me that's the lady on Periscope. This is the lady on Periscope. Late nights. This from her, I learned that there are no time zones. Because I would be going to bed and she's up at 1:30 doing a webinar. And then I'm like, why is she doing a webinar? Because guess what? It's morning time somewhere in the world. And so, just what? A year, 2 years? Well, Periscope has been around 3 years, and she came to live stream with us when we were in Douglasville before. And in that time span, I've seen her nurture one idea after the other. What she has done for so many people, she could have done for herself. She could have kept it to herself. She could be going on, but not only did she do it for others, she's sharing it each and every day. And as soon as I asked her to come to lunch with us, she said yes. Okay, and I'm telling you, she's been on some serious stages and getting ready to go international. So, and let me know that you guys can all hear. I have a microphone, but I'm like, you know, she's gonna turn it on when she does one-on-one. I just want to talk about your story a little bit. There's so much that you've done. I don't even know how you accomplished so much in just a couple of years. Did you see this?
No, I did not.
Okay.
But first, thank you for having me
You're
on.
welcome.
Yes,
You're welcome.
definitely. I didn't see this at all, and I think that's what happens when you start something. You start before you are ready. I think that's the beautiful part about it, because then you get a chance to really enjoy the journey along the way, learn new things, and learn, you know, with help from other people. The reason how I got this far is from the help of other people.
Right.
I cannot take on all of the accolades and everything on my own, because there was a stranger. And I think that if we get a chance to meet more strangers, we'll become more profitable. And like you said with the questions, you never know how the person next to you can definitely assist you along your journey and your way.
Right.
But you know, with my story, I don't look like what I've been through. I've been raised by both of my parents. They were divorced when I was 10. I went to school in Gwinnett County here in Georgia, and I had a 3.8 GPA, 2 basketball scholarships. Of course, my parents were proud. You're on your way, great job, you're in church, and everything. And because I got picked on for being a nerd and being interested in education and my grades and sports and trying to keep up with the crowd, 2 weeks after I graduated, I found myself on the other side of the law. And I was incarcerated for 11 counts of armed robbery and 5 counts of aggravated assault. And at 17 years old, I was actually facing 135 years here in the state of Georgia.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah. Deep breath. Deep breath.
Right.
And how did you come through that?
You know what? It's pretty interesting. Sometimes, we look at our situations and where we're at or the mistakes that we have made, the shame that we have experienced, and we think that we can't start over. We think that this is the end. But I want to inspire someone here to let you know that it's never too late to become what you could have been. A lot of my clients are older, more mature than I am. Some of them too are younger, and sometimes, I coach them along and saying, it's not too late, just start even before you're ready. The difficult part wasn't my time in prison here in the state of Georgia, though it was a very traumatic experience. Being in there at 17 with adults, women, who have life sentences and have nothing to lose that you'll see on TV, and that's your roommate. But getting out was the most darkest moment in my life because of the criminal background check.
Yeah.
It's not just a job that you can experience. You made it!
You made it!
But it's not,
That's my daughter. She's like, okay, Mom didn't tell me all this.
but it's not just a job. I think the misconception of those who have a background, it's also apartment. It's also education, going back to college. You can't get financial aid. You can go to college, but you have to pay for it. In order to pay for it, you need a job. They tell you on probation that you need a place to stay, but the only way you can get a place to stay is get an apartment, but they do background checks. And so then, you try over and over again, because sometimes the pain has to be painful, so painful that you don't want to go back, that you get up and start and do something. And for 6 long years, I went through that in this really dark place, not having any more options, Yolanda.
Right. And so on that, you became an entrepreneur. Is that?
Well, from that, I went through depression. Trying to do my best. You got your family now, you're staying at your family's house, and now they're telling you got to pay bills. Then having an infant baby too at the same time. And I wanted to commit suicide. Because I was just tired of being tired.
Yeah.
Prison was too rough that I'm like, I don't want to commit another crime to risk that. And maybe the next lifetime I'll have a better chance. Until a stranger at the nail salon, on this day that I wanted to commit suicide, I was sitting there, cut off all my hair. You know a woman is going through something when they
Cut off hair.
chop, right? And I was really, really, really sad. And I'm sitting there waiting to get my nails done, and she looks at me and says, "Hi," and I'm looking like, "Hi," whatever. And so she started conversation. Anyhow, it was very short, but she invited me to coffee the next day, just like we're having lunch here today. And I said, "She's a stranger. I don't know Lynette, right? So we're gonna have a pity party. Woe is me. The system this, my mom and kids, she was mean, she was tough. I had it, this, that, and the other rough, and this is what I think about my life." And just like Lynette smiling, that's how the lady was looking at me. And I said, "What's wrong with this lady? I'm telling her everything I'm going through." And she pulls out of her purse a small jar of mustard seeds.
Yes.
And when she gave to me, I said, I didn't come to you to preach to me.
You made it!
I've been in church, I've been praying for 6 years, nothing's changing, right? And she said, pulls up my hand and pours the mustard seeds in there. And I pick it up and I looked at her and discussed. I said, "This is all the faith I have left." And she looked at me and said, "That's all the faith you need." And I said, "No, you don't understand. Like, you don't understand that I was literally about to commit suicide. This is all the faith that I have left." And she says, "No, that's all you need. That you have to start opening up your mouth and speak to your mountains." So that's when I was introduced to affirmations. And I just tried. I said, I'm just going to try this one more time. And 30 days later, the doors opened up to a speaking engagement to share my story. Wasn't thinking about being a speaker, wasn't thinking about being an author. And that's when everything started opening and unfolding.
Wow.
And so what I try to do by helping a lot of people, because you never know what the person or the battle they are fighting when you meet someone.
Right?
And so she didn't know, but she said that my pain looked like what she just came out of.
She saw it.
And so I just tried to emulate that same thing that she did for me on that day where I had no more options. To say, hey, look, yeah, you have a business and maybe you're not getting sales. Let's do this. It's not over. Or maybe you have a book and maybe nobody's buying your book. You know, hey, look, we're going to come up with a plan and we're going to do this together. No author left behind, because she held my hand when I needed it most, and then I was able to run on my 2 feet. And that's where Authors in Business came about.
Wow. And the thing about it is, take a moment. Does she know?
Yes.
Okay. That's another thing, because a lot of times, like you said, a stranger, it'll be somebody that'll pass or say something, and you gravitate to it. But then you're like, you don't get a chance to thank them.
Yes.
So she gets to see all of this.
Absolutely. She's on Facebook. Her name is Justacia Jones.
Awesome.
And the lady who passed her to mustard seed, she was going through a bad divorce and was going to commit suicide.
Wow.
And a lady named Dama Rouse is on Facebook. Is the one who told her the same exact thing she told me. So Dama passed the mustard seed to her.
Y'all just out there passing mustard seed.
Yeah. And we just keep passing on. So they're still my mentors to this day.
Awesome. I mean, and that's the blessing of mentoring, is to see it, you know, and then and where you take, because the other side of mentoring is to try and feed into somebody and they do nothing with it, but to give to somebody and they take it to the level that you have. Now, how did you come up with authors in business? Because I've seen the work that you've done. A lot of people had businesses, but you got them to actually publish about their business. And then y'all, next thing you know, y'all are all over the globe. Take us through a little bit of that. And then for those of you that are watching on live stream, we're going to get ready to cut you guys off because y'all need to be in the room. And I really want her to connect with those that are in the room. Okay, go ahead.
Make sure you guys invite and share. Double tap on the screen too, right?
Exactly, right?
So when Authors in Business came about, I was a speaker. I was speaking for 2 years prior to publishing my first story. And being a speaker, doing television interviews and different things like that, I always got asked, do you have a book? But at that moment, I didn't know how to write or publish. I didn't even know where to start at all. And so the president of the Apex Museum in downtown Atlanta, Mr. Dan, he saw one of my interviews and reached out to me. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I called my father. I said, Dad, the president is calling me. What do I do? So he says, have a list. Oftentimes when people want to help you, the hardest question to answer is, what do you want? A lot of people don't know what they want. They know how to help other people, and some people don't know how to help you, but they want to. So I went in with the list.
Okay.
And so with the list, on there was a book. And
Now
so
this was the list with Mr. Dan.
Yeah, with
Okay,
Mr. Dan.
okay.
And Mr. Dan helped me publish my first book. And I written and published and had a book signing within 45 days.
Wow.
Because I had time, of course, I didn't have a job. But the thing was, is when you have nothing at all.
Okay, she wants to get up and connect, girl. Go ahead.
When you have nothing at all. I didn't have a job. I didn't have resources.
Okay.
It seems like you fight a little bit harder.
Yeah.
You have a different drive. Like, this has to work. Remember, I was going to commit suicide, and this was the last chance. And I said, this has to work. And I said, if I messed up my life, if I don't do anything else good with my life, okay, I'm going to prevent someone else from going into the teenager.
Right.
The reason why we go through what we went through is for 3 reasons. To prevent someone from going in, encourage someone who might be in it, and show people that nothing is impossible. And so when Authors in Business came about, so many...
We always pause for the train.
Okay. I'm excited.
I know. And usually the train means pivot. That's when we get like real serious, right? Yeah, we used to. We live in Douglasville.
Okay.
Okay, go.
And so, with that being said, a lot of authors ask me the same thing, and I experienced it. I see another author and say, "How did you get on stage? How do you do your own shows on live stream?" And it seemed like everybody was holding the information to themselves, and nobody wanted to help. And I said, I've never seen a reader read one book in their whole lifetime. After they read your book, they read another book and read that book.
Right.
And I said, you know what? If we can do this together and link arms, we can go further than we can ever do alone. I realized that I can't help everyone. I can't inspire everyone.
Right.
But I have this crazy thought that if I help Yolanda reach just 10,000 people, Lynette reached 10,000. Another person reached 10,000. Another person reached 10,000. 10,000. That's 50,000 people we impacted in the world. So why not help you get there if I'm saying I want to inspire the world?
But is it that the idea of you having something that could save somebody else, is that not scary though? Because that's usually it's the fear of that. Like, that you 10,000 people, when you say that, and then you say for the net and I to work together, you know, that's usually where the block comes in, and trusting the process of all of this, and the fear of no way I have something that could save somebody. No way.
Yes, you do, Yolanda. Everybody does.